Good morning, everyone. How are you? How are you on this beautiful morning? My name is Shanae Carmen. I am the founder of She Flies by Faith. It is a page and a ministry dedicated to help women who feel stuck, discouraged, um, who are just going through the woes of life, motherhood, and trying to navigate and heal and find themselves. So I just want to be an encouragement to you all through this page and create a community of women who can encourage each other and build each other up. There are going to be a lot of things in store within the next coming year and years. I know God is going to do a mighty thing through this. So I pray that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I don't know where you are when you're going to be watching this. But today I just had on my heart just a short little story. Sometimes I always say my stories are short, but they get a little long-winded. Um, but I wanted to talk about this morning how things seem one way right now, but it won't always be that way. And what helped me remember those things, it was two things that happened. One thing happened last week. Um, on your phone, sometimes the message will pop up and it'll be like this amount of time to work. And I just sat there in that moment because it said 18 minutes from where I was to get to my job. And God literally brought back the job I had prior to this, um, that I traveled. Not only did I travel, when I first started, I was on public transportation. So I would catch like 2 or 3 buses and a subway and a regional rail to get to this job. And then even when I, got a vehicle, it still was almost an hour ride, depending on traffic, an hour and a half. So God just was like, you prayed for this. Like, I remember being on the bus stop with my kids crying and praying, like, God, I need a car. Like, please help me. Like, it would just make things easier. With being a mother, with working, with dropping kids off, picking them up, like all the things you have to do. So I just want to encourage any mother that is in that situation right now that it will not always be that way. You will be able to do the things that you need to do. But it also was a blessing because I'm close to my job now. Like before, I literally was over an hour away. So it's a blessing in that. And the second thing that happened this morning when I was dropping my kids off to school, there was a young lady with a stroller and um, a school-age child, and she was getting on the bus. And I remember those days of, waiting for the bus. She looked so tired and exhausted. And yesterday I did a prayer for exhausted moms because that's a real thing. But the kids were together and I watched her lift the stroller up on the bus. I remember those days. And sometimes when we're in a new season in life, we forget about those things. We forget about the things that we have been through and the things that we experienced. Me being on a bus, that was a real thing. I used to snow, hail, rain, everything with 2 kids. That was a lot. Grocery shopping on a bus. It was a lot going on. And I remember just feeling so depleted, but now I'm looking back years and years, you know, moving forward, and I'm not in that position anymore. And it's a blessing from God. Um, so if you're just hopping on, I just want to encourage you today that no matter what you're standing in right now, it will not always be this way. I shared 2 stories, and hopefully when the live loads and pops back up on my page, you'll take a look back. But I just wanted to encourage you this morning that stay the course. Continue to fight. Never give up. And you have to trust God. I think that's the biggest piece because a lot of times we stress and we worry and, we're expecting certain things to happen in a certain time frame and sometimes they don't. But I think God has me in this season, in this place right now, and also where I'm at